promise they have made to the people, then the ultimate beneficiary is the people. And so the people deserve to be congratulated that they have the man that they truly want, that they will serve them well in position of authority.
Yeah, that's correct. That's correct. Yeah. I know, because I said it when after the election, I said we have come to a time when the power we discovered belongs to the people. And if the people decide to use the power the way they want, nobody ever will hold Edo State people to ransom anymore. And we don't pray for that.
Yes, you see, if you are familiar with our major slogans recently in Edo State in the past 3.5 years, almost 4 years, we have always said, let the people lead. Because the people are the ultimate ones to decide who they want at any point in time. And to be able to achieve that, it therefore means that the electoral process must be seen, not only be seen, must be truly free, fair, and transparent. Yeah. And of course, credible. And that's why in Edo State, the second slogan that you find from us, which has now been bought over by everybody in Nigeria, is one man, one vote. Unlike each situation where people go and vote, their votes are thrown away and fictitious papers written the result as if that was the wish of the people. And so you find before now that individuals are more interested in just getting nomination at all costs, knowing that once they emerge as candidate of their party, that party will automatically produce the person that will lead the office. So, and that's what gave right to Godfatherism. You see individuals sitting there in the house saying, look, it is you that I'm going to put there. Not minding the wish of the people. But today we have reversed that. In this last election, the one man, one vote truly counted in Edo State. And the people had the opportunity to decide who they really wanted. Before then, there was a serious hype as to whether elections, the vote of the people will count or not. But the people were determined that nobody will truncate the process. Their vote must count. Whoever wins must be declared as the. And that's where we now say kudos to INEC that they allow the process to be free, fair, credible, and transparent.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard what the people did, the people of Edo State. I just want to say shout out to the people of Edo State. I heard how you people came out with mattresses and everything and said, if we have to sleep here today, we will sleep here. But what is important is to have a free and fair election. You wanted your election, you wanted your vote to count, and I think you got it. So shout out to the people of Edo State. Honorable, and we just now take you through some of the points that I know the ACN in Edo State are very passionate about. But it will be good to hear from you what your plans are, what it has been, and what it will be now that you have your second term.
Well,
so I will start with education.
Yeah. Well, for education, it's Edo State education was an eyesore in terms of infrastructure facilities. And if you don't have good infrastructure, there is no way you can have a good learning process. In Edo State, before we came, classrooms were completely uninhabited. Completely. Such that when rain is falling, like rainy season, you see rain falling into classrooms. No seats for pupils to sit down. And so you find that what then happened is that parents were taking away their children from public schools and sending them to private schools, which could at least try to provide better facilities, not better teachers. No, but their roofs are not leaking. There are classrooms, there are seats where they can sit down, but at exorbitant cost to the parents. So you find that even the poorest of the poor struggle to send their children to private schools at a very huge cost. For us, this was quite touching. And so the one area that we started from was to begin to rebuild the schools. I can tell you today, there is not a single ward. We have 192 wards, political wards units in Edo State. Not a single ward where we have not rebuilt our schools, both primary and secondary schools. Not a single ward where we have not provided new seats. Today, just as we say, one man, one vote, we now say one PP, one seat. So you don't have to share your table or your desk with anybody or share in any class. Today. We have not finished, but what we have done is overwhelming, such that parents who took away their children, their pupils, from those schools, public schools, and send them to public schools, to private schools, have now started returning back their children back to public schools. So confidence has now been rebuilt. It is so much now that in some schools we can't even cope. I got a time that they were not contemplating whether to run morning and afternoon shift. Because, like I said, some of these private schools don't necessarily have better teachers. But what they had was better facilities. Now, the state facilities are 10 times better. Red roof, once you enter Edo State, once you see red roof, you know that is a school. Because they are built with the same standard. No, we don't use chalkboard anymore, rather we use marker. All classes, the ceilings are PVC, the floors are PVC tiles. Some of them has ACs, everything, all facilities provided. Whether in the rural area or in the urban city, they are built in the same standard, in the same manner. So parents have returned their listing. Confidence has now been rebuilt. Because for us, education is very important. When you begin to train a child, you begin to set him on the right path in life. All right? Unlike leaving your child who is not educated, where are you expecting to go? He will be on the street. And you have nobody to blame but to blame the society. Now that is being rebuilt. So education is something else. You need to go to Ambrose Ali University and see what is going on there today. Faculties that were not accredited are not being accredited. Before Adam Saloshima became governor of Edo State, the university used to get about 130 million as subvention from the state. Today, that money has been raised to 250 million monthly subvention, in spite of the fact that they still collect their school fees and state government does not touch those school fees. So we're rebuilding it from the beginning to the highest level, and confidence is being restored. What you want, the education, not only is it being restored now, a decay that was there had gone down. Let me also tell you something that happened. Before the emergence of our party, Edo State become like a center where they used to call Miracle Center, where there was examination cheating. So during the examination, you find that all kinds of people come and help to cheat, so you just pass, whereas you didn't really merit it. That was the first thing that the Edo State government had to address. Today, you can't think of cheating in an examination in Edo State, not anymore. That is even for me the biggest achievement.
Yeah, we can build on that because of that kind of culture. That was what I was coming to. That we're starting to work on the building, the facial aspect of educational facilities in Edo State. What about the culture? Because the culture of this cheating, culture of people who bribe the lecturers to pass, then the students are involved in different antisocial behavior that are not really a reflection of how a society should be. Apart from the fact that the buildings have been rehabilitated, what about the encouraging the student to know that the reason why they are there is to study and get merit because you use your brain and not by bribing.
Yes, that's the point I made. I said that is even the greatest achievement for us. That's where we started from. Mm-hmm. Because Comrade himself had, and the commission had opportunity and had the course during examinations to move from school to school and watch and supervise. And got some people who were even cheating, not just the students, those who were encouraging the cheating to be arrested. And so today, not a single you can't have a federal conducted elections examination today where you say, oh, Edo State used to be taught. You can't do that anymore in Edo State. No, you better come. We are providing facility for you to study, a good atmosphere for you to study. The teachers are there to teach you. You have no reason not to be in school.
Deal with it.
And so we're dealing with that issue. And so that's the thing that I'm talking about. But before then, for example, even if a child was truly willing to read and to study, and he comes to school, there is no facility, how can he study? He walks away. Yeah. And so, while we are rebuilding, we are also doing the necessary things to ensure that not only do you have a good school to go to, but that you come out with excellent results by merit and not by cheating.
All right. I was discussing with the Commissioner for Education yesterday, and he made mention of some schools in Edo State being turned into boarding houses.
Yes.
Is that just going to be within the state capital? Or
No. They were building about 4 new modern schools. 4 of them. One is in Ewohimi, one is in Iyamu, and 2 in Benin, because of the population. So they are being rebuilt completely, and it's been built by an Italian firm, not a local firm, to meet the highest standard I would require. So it is not just for the urban area, because some of us are where we are today never went to an urban school or whatever. We all came from our local community and local villages. Adam Saloshimole, if you go to this place, you know that it's one of the smallest community in Edo State. But today he's a proud person, and that a person that we're all proud of. So it doesn't have nothing to do with where you come from. It's about making sure that the facility is able to accommodate enough people and to provide excellent service to the people.
Okay. So much for education, Honorable. Let's talk about infrastructures.
Well, it's I think let me put it this way, and this will tell you. You just answer a kind of summary. I'll tell you this small story. 2009, I was in US, and I met a lot of Nigerians, particularly from Edo State. At that time in Edo State, what we're doing was to just begin to demolish that. We need to expand our roads because people have built, they are built on walkways, on encroach on government roads and all that. And so lawlessness was the order of the day in terms of buildings. And so by 1999, we did realize that there was a need to expand all our roads. And because even if you come and rebuild the roads the way they were, you will still not achieve the result. And so first was to restore confidence, and we began to demolish the roads. So I was in Atlanta, and I was telling them that this is a plan that we have. And I see people they insulted the hell out of me. Everywhere I went to in the US. I said, no, you people are just talking. All we can see is that you are demolishing. I said, well, because we do not have the vision. If you understand, you're able to catch into our vision, you understand what we're going to do. But 2 years later, a year later, sir, again, I was in the US. The same people, the same group of persons that insulted me earlier, turned around to start praising me. Why one was even saying, I was there in two weeks ago, I can see that Benin City has changed and it's still changing. Then I said, no, that you are talking of 2 weeks ago. I came only 2 days ago. That's between 2 weeks and 2 days ago, Edo State have become a construction site. That is how it is. And why? And across the 18 local government of the state. The roads that were abandoned by all, we thought it was impossible. Because for Edo State, it was common to just accept that, well, Edo State is a civil service state, we are poor, therefore the roads cannot be fixed. That was the impression that was created. Yeah. And so now, all the roads, please let me list some for you. If you go to Airport Road, you'll be shocked what you see. That it has become 6 lanes, 3 lanes on both sides, walkways on both sides, and a street light. Still under construction. The greatest development on that road is the flood erosion control. That is taking water from all those places down to the river of Bariga. Now, that is Iyeko Bariga. You go to Saple Road, you'll be shocked what you see there. 6 lanes, walkway, flower place, and then street light. That has been completed. Nightlife has been completely restored there. Go to Akpakpava and see what you'll be shocked. Go to Dancing. It's been dualized. 6 lanes. All the way to New Benin. No, all the way to 5 junction to Uselu to University of Benin. In fact, from Uselu to University of Benin is 8 lanes. Because we are rebuilding 6 lanes, 8 lanes on this side, 8 lanes on this side. The road has already been divided now. New Benin Road, starting from Akpakpava to New Benin. Please find what to say. Then go to Oba Market Road. Go to Siloko Road. Please. And then you then come to Iheya quarters, where we call Iheya, where Ubemudian lives. There are about 12, 15 roads there. All have been rebuilt. The place has been abandoned over the years. Landlords have now come back to the place, and all with street lights. Then there is a place we now call Ganifa Emi Layout. That's off Costain Sinoro area. That place became a dumping refuge over the years, for the past 20 years. Those who abandoned their houses, landlords who became tenants in other places, came back and they have now been restored back and they are now landlords. I speak only in Benin right now as I talk to you. Now, I said to you earlier, go to Irua Osubenu Ugbekun Road. Go to Igweben Udo Ewohimi Road. Go to Wumi Ugboha Road. Then go to Okpekpe. Get to Anegbete. The owner of Channel Television in Nigeria, Tony Momo, comes from Anegbete. or whatever they call it, this thing. You can't assess his community before that. The federal government, for them, felt that it was impossible to tar that road, and that it's unfortunate that God put them in that place. But today, you'll be shocked what you see there. You just go to Auchi municipal roads, Auchi, Jatu, Uzaru road. Go and see. I can't count the name. There's not a single local government where roads are not being constructed. Go to Igbanke, or go to Urunigbe, Urumehe, and others. Too many to mention for you. Both in the city and in the rural area. That's in terms of roads.
I really need to come.
I think you need to see these things. And then you come now, if you come to about what used to be known as Ring Road, I'm sure if you look at the internet, you will see the water fountain. There we do a lot of activities now. A lot of activities. People right now prefer to do their wedding in that area now than any other place.
I don't think I will know it this state from your description now.
I am telling you, if you have to come drive from Lagos, you'll be shocked.
I haven't been there for 3 years now.
So you'll be shocked what you see. And you ask yourself, is this Benin, that Edo State that you used to know?
Yeah, but that's with the roads now. And I know we talked about the educational facilities that have been refurbished.
I told you about what?
Yeah.
I've told you about, okay, maybe I've not told you about the hospital. You need to see the modern hospital that we're building.
What about the old one? I remember now there's a hospital like General Hospital, Romy, and I know there will be other hospitals like that. Are they under the state?
Oh, they're all under the state, and you need to see what we're doing to them. Because for us, we do not believe that we need to take our resources to go to outside the Edo State to go and do medical checkups. No, we don't believe that. So we're reversing that. And that is why I said to you, and these things I'm saying to you are things that we have done in 3.5 years. And even in that 3.5 years, in the first 1 year, we couldn't do much really. Because really, we started working the second year. But in the first 1 year, the House of Assembly was controlled by a political party that is an opposition party, the Pt.B. And so a lot of the things that we wanted to do, they said no. Today, it took us 2.5 years to actually achieve what we have achieved. So you can imagine what we achieve in the next 4 years.
Yeah, so I know because sometimes when people go to Nigeria, for example, the Uromi market, they take pictures of it and put it on Facebook and say, look at, this is Uromi. I'm like, oh, maybe I was like this when they built that market. But now it is dilapidated, it's falling on people and all.
Yeah.
Like, what is going on here? So how come this market is still like this?
It's shameful. It's just like if you saw Agbado market before it was gutted by fire, but you need to see how it is today. You'll be shocked what government have done with that. You see, that the fact that we have done this today doesn't mean that we have enough resources to do everything that we want. But we have demonstrated that giving good leadership that is not corrupt, that is determined to use the resources, the little resources of the state in the overall interest of the people of Edo State, that it could be better. That's what we have demonstrated. Today, nobody can accuse our government of corruption, which is the bane of the problem of the bane of the underdevelopment that has been going on in Edo State and across the country. That's the issue.
We have confidence in the comrade and his team, and we know that what has been done just a sign of good things to come.
Absolutely.
And we're only hoping that he's knowing that this is his last term in office would not slow down his passion to want to.
No, except a man who does not have a future that will do such a thing. The man, you have to look at Adansale Oshomole antecedent. What is his background? The man all his life has been fighting for the welfare, the common good of all his life. At this time, is it now that it's going to change? For us, it's like, you know, the usual adage in our place that a dry fish, you can't burn a dry fish. The man, all his life, this is the way he has been. It is impossible to change him. He can't suddenly become a bad person now. He can't suddenly become a bad person.
At least we hope that he's somebody that has inspired a lot of people, and he will continue to inspire a lot of people. So we're hoping that the second term will now actually bring out those things that he has been doing and has come to mature.
No, don't just, I want to say just trust that he will do it. Because I will be shocked again, in the last few weeks, the government has advertised over 52 major roads. 52 that intend to start
That's
to avoid and to rebuild in the next few years.
yeah, that's good.